Well, here we are again. And I firstly want to respond to some of your questions because I like to get your questions. I can't always answer them, but I like to get them. And the first one that I'm choosing to answer is, I think it was a young man who wrote to me about anxiety and depression. And many, many causes for anxiety and depression. There's no easy answer to this one. But the truth is that the closer you get to God, the less depressed you are. But mostly with people with anxiety and depression, that's the one thing they can't do. They can't be still, they can't focus, they can't still themselves. But as I say, there are a million and one reasons for depression. It's rather like the healing ministry. You know, there are all sorts of elements in it. But if you are depressed and anxious this morning, I just want to read something for you from my telephone. So if you'll bear with me while I find it. Because what we magnify, you know, gets big. And I find that people with depression are magnifying something. And if this is you, you can have a little laugh at yourself, can't you? So while I just wait, here we come. I will magnify that quarrel with my friend. Every rolled eye and exasperated groan I will dwell upon, till I can no longer stand to look upon her. I will hold her errors ever before me, and I will view her henceforth with suspicion and mistrust. I will magnify my worries and cares. As a dog gnaws on a bone, so I will gnaw upon my anxieties. So will my forehead crease with a multitude of lines as a ploughed field. And thus the molehills will be transformed into mountains. It's another thing that happens, isn't it? When you're anxious, small things become huge. So shall I be cast into the utmost depths of despair. I will magnify the things that cause me to fear. Shudders will fill my inward parts as I cringe along life's paths. Surely my limbs shall turn to water as I meditate upon them. I shall imagine calamity and disaster at every turn, and my dwelling place shall be under the blanket forevermore. I will magnify my failures as a Christian. Shame shall fill me in the watches of the night, and guilt shall come in the morning. Every trivial loss of call will seem enormous in my sight. Surely disgust and remorse shall follow me all the days of my life. I will magnify. Now, my darlings, I'm not intending to make fun of your anxiety, but whatever we magnify will get bigger. That's a spiritual law. If you think about it, it'll get bigger. So what are you currently magnifying? Question for you to think about. Are you magnifying your problems, your circumstances, that quarrel with your mum, your dad, your friend, your sister, your brother, your husband? Or are you magnifying God? I will magnify the Lord, the psalmist said. So I would just advise you to just try to change your diet in a way and have a look in the Psalms and find one that magnifies the Lord. Because, you know, you're like Bendy Bunny. You remember Bendy Bunny, and his ears were turned down or turned up, depending on what he was listening to. If you listen to negativity, it's circular, and it'll go round and round and round. But you start magnifying someone an awful lot bigger than you are, and you might find that everything lifts from you. Where you've been wearing a garment of heaviness, you'll find you've got a garment of praise instead. So for the Christian, the antidote to depression is always Him. But then He's the answer to everything, isn't He? He's always the answer to everything. So God bless you. And I do pray that you will have a garment of praise instead of that spirit of heaviness. If you've enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you'd like to keep up to date with my videos, hit the subscribe button and turn your notifications on. But there is something else. If there's anything that you really want me to talk about, or a topic that you're particularly interested in and want more enlightenment on, would you use the comments section down below this message and let me know, because I do read everything that you ask and every comment that you make. God bless you all. Thanks for tuning in.